Welcome back with our special guest, Larry Luman. We've been talking about volunteering at the hospital and all that Larry has been doing in the years that he's been there. And what are some of that? We were talking just before the break about we've got shuttle drivers. That seems to be a very popular.
Yeah, it's popular for people who want to be outdoors.
Yeah.
Because the shuttles, the original shuttles were heated with a little bit of a propane side of heater, but it didn't function quite well, and it was also determined it was hazardous, so they got rid of those. And the shuttles then were enclosed with just plastic doors, windows, so they really weren't really enclosed. And they've got this new shuttle, which is totally electric. And I've heard several stories about the fact that it seems to be okay, but it's much smaller, and you have to step up into it. And some of the people that come to the hospital are not capable of stepping up into it without assistance.
Yeah.
But it's a nice service because there's two shuttles, and they work the parking lots, and they pick people up to take them to the front doors and let them out and take them back again. So
it is an excellent service.
The hospital is not built on flat ground; it's built on the side of a hill.
Yep.
And
there really was, I mean, I know there were talks over the years about building some sort of a parking structure, but it never really would solve the issue. You still built on the side of a hill, and you still got to get from out there to the front doors. So the shuttle was a great idea, and it's amazing how many people use that shuttle every day.
And also, I think, if I'm not, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the volunteer group, the auxiliary, owns the shuttles and buys them.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not the hospital.
You are correct.
It's
that's
the auxiliary.
Auxiliary has come up with all of that.
And the auxiliary provides a lot of money to the hospital too for lots of things.
Yes, they do. They have wonderful sales. I've had more compliments on this scarf today, and this was from one of the auxiliary sales. So.
Well, I mean, I will pat you on the back. The gift shop in the hospital is probably, in my mind, one of the nicest gift shops in Baxter County.
I absolutely agree.
It has got things for all types of people. There's cookbooks, there's gift things, there's cards, there's jewelry, there's clothing. I've bought numerous things. And my wife has me shop for cards there because the cards are, if you want a sympathy card or a get well card, where better to get one than in a hospital.
Sure.
And they're there, so.
Yep.
That's cool.
And they've got, it just goes on and on. You can furnish your kitchen, you can furnish your bathroom, your office. It's all there. And my husband always teases me because they allow employees to do a payroll deduct. And we're always thinking one of these days, I'm just not going to have a paycheck because I think it's all at Piccadilly.
Well, volunteers get a 10% discount.
Yeah.
So automatically, which is nice.
Yes, it is.
And then sometimes on they have special situations where you get 20% on top of your 10%.
Yeah.
And that's even better.
And that's wonderful.
That's fun.
There are some of us that wait for those sales.
Yeah,
and we're just happy to go to them.
I got surprised with one. Yeah, I did one just recently, 20% off. I can't remember what the occasion was, but I did it.
Yeah, my kitchen looks like a remake of Piccadilly. Yeah, and as you said, it really is. All kidding aside, it's not anything like most hospital gift shops. It absolutely has wonderful things. Debbie Swan goes to market twice a year, has impeccable taste, comes back with items we didn't know we needed.
Yes.
Just didn't know that we needed to have that.
And they put seasonal stuff out, which is nice too, for the season.
Well, and the other thing is I always try to say when we're out letting the community, when we're having our talks or in a venue such as this, is that it's open 7 days a week.
That's right.
So if you needed a last-minute gift, if you need it, they've got the tissue paper, they've got the bags, they've got beautiful things. If everything else is closed and you want something really special on a Sunday, there you go.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Yep, they're there 7 days a week, all run by volunteers.
That's right.
Debbie oversees it, and Becky oversees that, but the rest it's all run by volunteers.
That's another job if you want to be on your feet and walking around and getting some things done versus sitting in a chair.
Yeah,
that's a great location.
The Piccadilly's a great one. Although I've talked with a lot of the volunteers in there, and they're saying it's costing me to be here.
Oh yeah, it's spending all their money.
Yeah, because they're spending all their money on the beautiful things in the shop.
That's a good idea after all.
Yeah, and I'm so appreciative of the volunteers because they do what is it? The Thursday nights once a month they do the midnight sale, and the shop, the
Well, I
gift
haven't
shop.
been to that, no.
Oh, the gift shop is open. The Piccadilly gift shop is open until midnight. This allows any of our shifts that are working, the late shifts that are working, that for them to come in during their breaks or their lunchtime and take a look at what's at the Piccadilly as well.
I thought about that. That's nice.
Yeah,
What a great
but we
idea.
have volunteers that are staying till midnight, and of course after midnight you still got to close it down, and yeah, they have their midnight sales, and it's wonderful.
I've never done that.
Yeah, that's a special one to do. So
interesting.
There's a little bit of, there's so much going on at that hospital every single day.
Yes there is,
So.
and it's fun. It's a great place. You can do, and what's interesting, if you come from a big city like I have, and you did, when you see somebody you're walking by in the mall, the big mall, or you're walking to shops, and they just smile. There's no hi, how are you, whatever. In the hospital, I don't care if you're a volunteer, a maintenance person, a nurse, or a doctor. When I'm walking from the front entrance to the cafeteria, everybody says hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Speaking of the cafeteria, great place to eat.
Oh my, you
If
betcha.
you're out and about, folks, and you want to have a nice meal, stop in. Reasonable prices, lovely setting,
And good food.
and good food.
Really good food.
for you.
Once again, not your typical,
No.
what people think of as, oh, it's hospital food.
No.
And when we put in the food service, you know, we realized there was a patient need that we weren't meeting, and they came up with Pam Mason that runs dietary. They came up with this whole system. It's like an assembly line conveyor belt in the kitchen area back there with this new process. It's room service, just like you'd have in a hotel. And you can call, and they can charge the room, the whole thing. I mean, they've got it all down to a science of whatever you want. Because we realized that there were people having procedures, tests in the morning that would have missed the standard breakfast time, or they may have had a procedure where they'd miss lunch, and you know, at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, they're starved. They're
That's right.
ready for
Absolutely.
something to eat, and they don't want to wait for the dinner tray to come up. So you call room service, and they'll bring it up. They'll bring it up for your family members, and of course there's a fee for the family members involved, but happy to do it, whatever you want. And the menu is extensive.
Oh yes, I was going to say
Yeah.
the room service menu is equal, or some places better than some hotel motels
Yeah,
I've been in my life.
I
Let's
was
put it
going to
that way.
say.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you
Yeah.
probably if you like eating it, it's on there.
It's on there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent idea. 'Cause
When my husband was in the hospital, I always remember that it was just wonderful because he'd gone through this, and all he wanted was a hamburger. And oh my goodness, to get that at an unusual time of the night
yeah,
was
that's
wonderful.
right. You can get it right there in your room.
Yep.
I might check in tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You've never been in the hospital as a patient, but
Never
you're
been
thinking
there as a
about
patient, but
it.
it's starting to sound better a whole lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm just teasing, folks.
No,
just teasing.
no.
Not going to be there. No.
Nope. So you're up at the acute inpatient rehab,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just a lot of things going on up there right now. And
Yes. Matter of fact, I was there yesterday afternoon, and they have 23 rooms. And when I got there, there were 20 rooms occupied.
Wow.
And they had and they manned based on that. And sure enough, there was 3 nurses and 3 aides and all the PT people in there working with various people at various different times during the day. So it was when it's like that, there's plenty of things to do and keep you jumping and running.
Yep. Deb Way, that's the director there, and Jean Gaylord that does all the marketing, letting other places know what it is that they offer, have been on the show a few times and brought some of their robotic gadgets
that
with them,
makes
as
your
I
leg go
call
like
them.
this.
Makes your leg go and
Stimulators.
Stimulators, gets the brain saying, nope, you really can walk again, and
yes,
it's
yes.
amazing. That's so futuristic to me.
I know, it is to me too,
It's
yeah.
amazing to see what they're able to do.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning the kitchen that's there, and of course, just to let folks know on this, what they're doing is what's it going to be like to get you back into your own home setting, and so they're teaching people the safe way so you can't do this anymore, but you can do it this way and stay safe and still accomplish the task that you want to do. So and live independently. So.
And the therapists have to evaluate each patient as to where they can go when they leave the hospital. Can they go home and function without care, or do they have to go to a facility where a lot of the services are provided, assisted living and so forth.
Right.
And part of that, as you say, and I've watched them do it, they'll come in maybe with a walker, and the therapist will have them pull things out of the cabinet, put things and then put them back in the cabinet, and go over and put wash, and they have they have a washing machine and a dryer, put stuff in there,
real life situation.
That's real life. That's
yeah.
fun, yeah.
Real.
And it was amazing to me. I wouldn't have thought of that until I was there to see what it is. But that's occupational therapy and physical therapy. And then speech therapy too.
Getting the speech, especially for those that have had strokes, and get them back to as far a recovery as they possibly can make, which is awesome.
Marvelous. And it's a fun place. I walk out of there feeling very satisfied, and I didn't get paid for it, which makes it even better. Yeah, I don't get a raise. I don't get a bonus.
Can't be fired.
It's no overtime. I could be thrown out, but I don't get fired. Yeah, but that's the beauty of the volunteer situation. That's the reason I've always liked the volunteer thing, is because the reward is internal. It's not external. And the same with the Lions Club and other places. It's all in here, and if you feel good about what you're doing, then go do it.
Yep.
So
yep.
that's
Larry,
what I like.
thank you for being on the show.
Oh,
You're
it's been a
wonderful, great representative of
It's been a pleasure.
volunteers at the hospital. So thanks.
They're a good
for
bunch of
coming
people.
Yeah, they sure are.
And you're right, Becky Rose she's got it together.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Matter of fact, just real quickly, there's another couple from my church. They just went through the training. They're going to become from.
Wonderful.
They moved from Texas. They're going to be volunteers.
Oh, great.
As a couple, which is really great. Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
we need them, and we welcome them with open arms. So
Yeah, cool.
come back and see us again soon, will you?
I'll be happy to.
All right.
Yeah, great.
Thanks for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections. We'll see you again next week.